All right, fellas. So these are a set of Pirates heads he got from Amir, and I believe they're the 6049 X302 is what it looks like. They kind of remind me of the Flotex that Rodney had. I'm not technically porting them. I'm porting them to make them more efficient. So not making the ports, a lot bigger. The pinch here is 1.7. I think it was like 1.4 something when I started. And so just getting a uniform texture because the ports the way they were, they're a decent size for the valve and all that. I mean, everything looks okay. It's just they had a lot of rough, sharp edges like right here where it's supposed to have a nice smooth entry. So what I did, I made the valve throat bigger. This is what they are when I started. That's stock for a 1.94 to 1.54 valve, and that's what they'll be when I'm done. So this one's basically done. I forgot to bring my discs to do that, get that little lip off right there around the outside edge. But I'll do that when I get home. I'm just here on Sunday morning at my work because I can do this without pissing off the neighbors. Same. So the same with the exhaust. I didn't make it like any bigger. Just got the throat, a good size, and got a uniform curve as it comes out of the chamber. Didn't do anything here. Just like I said, got a uniform finish. Smoothed it down a little bit. Just going to use a sanding roll, and on the back side of the bowl, you can feel a little lip here where it goes from the seat. Then it kind of goes in like this, and then gradually turns up. So I'm not going to take any material out of here. I just hit it with a sanding roll to give you a uniform kind of surface. The idea being to get the exhaust to go out that way. If the exhaust comes out and then there's a big open spot like right here, it's probably going to stall a little bit. So didn't take any material out of there. And the same on the back side of here. You can see how it's got that lip right there. Just taking that down a little bit. Try to get the air so when it comes in, it's got a nice constant turn. Probably can't see in here, but like I said, it's just a lot like the Flotex, just kind of sloppy finish work at the factory. I'm just going to make them a little more efficient without making them hugely bigger. I don't know what Pirate's putting these on. He, like the rest of us, he changes his mind a few times, but they'll work a little better. Last time I talked to him about him, he said he was putting them on the Ghost, the white car with the nitrous, just to get some weight off the front end and have a better than a stock GT40 that he has on there now. These do have some kind of a valve seat that's pressed over the valve guide boss. I asked him about taking these off and milling them for a dual spring, but he wanted to keep it the way it is. He's still got the stock cam in that car, so I think he's probably running Alex's spring setup, single beehive type. So that's it. I mean, they're a decent head for what he bought them from. Like I said, he bought them from Amir. They don't look like they've been run that much, but so they're mint. Somebody had put see these bushings for the head bolts, had put them on some of the bolts, but not all of them, because it's got a little boogered up right there. So I suggest Pirate buy a new set of them if he can. Get a hold of ARP. I'm sure they could sell them a set, because that ain't gonna hold like that. That ain't too good. So anyway, that's it on these things. They're a decent head for the money for buying used, for keeping a small valve. You can run a small valve like that, then you ain't got to worry about piston the valve clearance so much if you're putting them on a stock short block. Alrighty, fellas. Well, that's, like I said, that's kind of done. I'm just got to do the rest of them and get these back to him so he can let them sit in the corner of his garage for a year. I'm kidding. All right, we'll see y'all later. All right, fellas, this one's pretty much wrapped up. I'm going to take it off the stand and put it in the parts washer. But I wanted to tell you about this stuff. A guy named Don Seals told me about this. He said it works up to 2350 degrees. Don is the guy. He's Little Red 86 on the corral, and he goes by Lumbee Warrior on YouTube. He said he's the one who told Rod about the traction lock mod. So he turned me onto this stuff. I hadn't used it yet. I kept saying I'll use it, but I hadn't. So I'm going to try it on this head once I get it washed. But it's just like an epoxy that I can put in the crossover here for the EGR, and then kind of smooth it out. So you don't have, that one exhaust port where it's losing flow out of it. And he also turned me on to this thing. It's a big old hoss. You have to excuse my battery because it fell off the roof with my drill, but battery still works. But this is like a die grinder, but it's quiet, so I can use this at home if I wanted to. Just a little getting used to from using something that big to like this, but it does have a light on the end of it. I used it with this pad here to clean off the cylinder head, and I didn't use it to clean the front of the head off because Michael had his markings on there. I don't want to take them off. So that's pretty much it. This head's done, and we'll get this in the washer and get the other one on the rotisserie and get started on it. And that will wrap this up. I'm going to put this up on the YouTube now, and don't need to bore you with more of the other stuff, doing the same thing with the other head. All right, appreciate y'all. Later.